Big West Side. Philastan. Hey, Bay, turn me up. Brook 9. Tone Trump.
In no way do we have the same struggles as Palestine, but my heart forever goes out to that country. We do have similar situations. We named our city Philastan just to show solidarity with all the other countries, inshallah.
We renamed it Philastan in a homage to Palestine, Philistine. So we identified, with the struggle, with the oppression, with the poverty, with the being born against the odds, being born already down, without the proper resources and different things like that, from education to living situations.
In 1985, May 13, Philadelphia has actually been bombed, just like a lot of these Muslim countries that I showed solidarity with.
To have witnessed police firing 10,000 bullets within a 90-minute period. The bullets were so intense that they were raining from the sky like hail. And then later in the afternoon to see a bomb dropped on a house occupied by children. And then the very callous decision of the authorities to let the fire burn was just unreal. It's a sight and a memory that I can't get out of my mind.
With government injustice, we got gentrification. They got outright people stealing their land. We have one of the worst school systems in America.
You made the decision to drop a damn bomb on my house. You ruined my life. At the bunker, they decided to let the bunker burn. They knew they was gonna burn down the whole neighborhood.
The police bombed not just the Move house, ended up burning down 2 blocks, city blocks in Philadelphia.
60, because they didn't fight the fire and it spread and destroyed the entire, square block area.
And I'm not in no way trying to compare the streets of Philly to what's going on in Gaza or Philistine, but it's a lot of similarities.
Earlier on Thursday, Israeli airstrikes hit a building in Gaza City. The Israeli army says only Hamas military positions were targeted in the raids. Palestinians say the building was a cultural center.
The last thing that Palestinian citizens expected was this building, the only cultural center in the Gaza Strip, to be bombed.
It's also forced us to educate ourselves to what's going on in Palestine and what's going on in Gaza.
Israeli airstrikes killed at least 3 more people, including a pregnant Palestinian woman and her 18-month-old child.
We're hoping that we can bring awareness to what's going on over there, and then so many of the atrocities that's going on here in Philistan.
This brother traveled all the way from Philadelphia. He has been supporting Palestine before he got fashionable for people. Make some noise for our brother Tone Trump! Assalamu alaikum. I like that. As a black man in America, every post we see from Palestine, we feel a little different probably than anybody else. We understand what it's like to be oppressed. That's right. Every time we see a little baby with blood in his face, we recognize it from the same streets in this wicked country we live in. Right. And right now, we see us making a lot of ground because we're not trusting the news. We taking social media. Read the media now. Read the news.
Pray fudge it and I'm back to trapping. Tie my Yeezys, tie my camo, I don't do no lacking. Death before dishonor, I don't do no yapping.
I walk out my door every day with multiple strikes against me. Oh, I'm black, and I'm a Muslim, and I'm from the streets. Welcome to my ghetto. We literally are in the heart of Philistan as we make this turn, coming out of the Mill Creek Project area. 52nd and Market is known as, see how these stands are set up?
Yeah.
But it used to be rows and rows. Imagine literally strips and strips of that, where they took that from us now, where, Of course, you see the police all over.
Right, requiring permits and whatnot.
Yeah, dumb stuff, All they doing is
making it hard
all they trying to do is make it hard and suffocate the independent entrepreneur. And what happens if you don't let a man feed his family legally, you force a man to do what? It's obvious, 1 + 1 is 2. Many people know Philadelphia, you know, a city in America that's you know, predominantly Muslim. You know, and most of the Muslims here are from African descent. Most of them are black or African American. And I come from a neighborhood where not only, you know, we have the true Islam and we have learned to, you know, follow the Sunnah and, you know, follow the way of the Quran, but we also come from, you know, the streets, and we come from urban America. We take from everything. I mean, we all do as humans. Like, we learn from every culture, but we definitely proud of who we are, what we are, and where we from.
Quiet down out there for me. From the top.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I'm Shahid Shabazz, alhamdulillah, Muslim. Once upon a time I was a Muslim. I came from the streets. There's some, you know, criminal activities with the prison, and then I seek Islam. I gotta understand that we're doing Islam, I accept Islam. I come from a background of Muslim. My father, my brother was Muslim. But fast forward, I came home. Fast forward, I came home. I seek the religion of Allah. I got a new brand down. Books, I started selling stuff. No whatsoever, got no desire for the streets no more. I did no legal activity in so many amount of years. Alhamdulillah. Thank God for the money.
You know what I mean? Halal Meat Market over here, pause. This right here is Lindenwood Street. This is where Freeway grew up at. For those that know Freeway, police right on the corner. Freeway grew up right on that little block right there. You know what I'm saying? I honed my skills right over here at Steve's right here. We used to come to Steve's. Steve's was a after hours / bar where I would come. That's the first place I was like bringing my music to get played.
Right now I want to tell y'all about somebody that's very important to the culture, to Philastan, to me personally, to the Muslim Don family. You know, in the hood, you know, you hear the term Onk. Onk is like another term for big homie, big Ahk. And it's the big Onk right here. Onk is somebody that did, you know, in total, you know, 21 years in prison. And one of the things that when these brothers come home, they have to have a way to feed their family in a halal way. And Onk is one of the trendsetters. When you see these right here, he clipped up right now. And these are Islamic oils. This is how we do the oud in the hood. So this is how we do it. Everything from the imported oils like the amber whites and the golden sands. That's probably golden sand right there. To the flavors he'll make himself. You know, he got some.
Onk started this.
You know what I'm saying? Onk invented this whole. And I know that's going to start some controversy with my Ahks all over, but y'all know this the home of the Minskis.
The Philastan way.
You know what I mean?
I'm talking about
52nd and Market, 52nd and Ludlow is the home of the African American, the black Muslim smell goods, oils, to putting the sample on you, the naming it, stuff from the culture, that come from here. MashaAllah. Big Onk, talk to him.
It was a real major statement behind the belt, you know, because you gotta understand, I came from a sick by 9 cell, you know. I did a lot of time in the penitentiary. I used to do a lot of dirt. But mashallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, I did my time for it. Now you see in Philadelphia, you see a lot of people with this belt.
What is it that you doing out here?
What I'm doing out here, we feeding the block. You know, we giving back to the community. I mean, I tore this neighborhood up. You know, when I went to jail, I came home and it was like, I don't want to do it no more. I want to give it back to something that's meaning and positive.
Halal for loose in the go yard. 54th Street, Aki, we go hard. Pause. Fudge on the wake up, chink on the shape up. I'm trying to get my cake up.
This my block right here. Pull over here.
We on the legendary 54th and Market, between Market and Arch. So I grew up right down the street, and I'm so proud of being here. My grandmother, who we affectionately call Sugar, she passed away a few years ago. So for me, it was to this day, it's still hard for me to just be on my block, because I always think about my grandma. I'm sitting on that porch, yelling at me to pull my pants up, yelling at me to get off the corner, telling me my friends ain't shit. My grandma used to say, "Come here, your friends is the stupidest drug dealers I ever seen in my life. They jumping in." Yo, my grandma was a big. Anybody from around here know? Shit. Y'all in Philastan right now. You love your community will love you. So at a time when they was burning down stores and looting and rioting, let me tell you something. This store remained untouched. Untouched. My store. on my song Corner Store, I say, on my block, the Muslims own the corner store.
One. The first thing revealed that Jesus said when he was asked, when he came out, Father, inni Abdullah, I'm the slave of God.
It became a situation where all the corner stores were owned by Asians, mostly like Koreans and stuff like that, and then it started to be a lot of Dominican and Puerto Rican brothers. So a lot of times they call it the poppy store. We don't really say bodega, so you say, yo, I'm about to go to the poppy store. But in Philastan, it's the Ahks store, not the poppy store. I'm gonna be honest with you, like a lot of times in urban communities, we don't have no Whole Foods around here. It ain't in walking distance. We don't have, sufficient, super good, produce companies and stuff like that. So these corner stores be like the lifeline to communities like this.
الله موجود بلا مكان لأن الله خلق المكان لا يحتاج إلى مكان. Allah created the places, the worlds, up and down. He was in the existence before he created them.
He literally seen me come up from a little kid. He watched my mom grow up. He never lets me leave his store without giving me deans. So sometimes he helps me when he don't even know he helping me. This all he talk about, him and his wife. Come to the store, he's gonna tell me about Allah.
Philistan is home. Philistan is also a way of life.
Let's win. Live from Philistan. Trust the law, Battalion Camel. Bach, we miss you. Fair law, nothing we else. We love you. Ahks on the block on the beat. Look, lamb over rice, pumas over mics, kingpin clarity, we the Ahks with the ice, free kill king, they gave my Ahk life, we mix a lot and pay the
When people look at us and see us, we realize we don't look like what people think of when they picture a Muslim, even a black Muslim. They don't think of tattoos on your face, they don't think of, the way we dress and how we, we've added our own twist to it. So when you see something like a Louis Vuitton untold, this is a Philistan thing, you know what I'm saying? It's us. I had a person the other day on the comments and he says, man, this isn't real Islam. When I look at you, I see a gangster. And I responded to him, and I said to him, I says, when you look at me, you see my black skin and you see my tattoos and you equate that to what you equate that to. Because some people could look at my black skin and see a king. They can see Nubian and say, man, that brother's a leader, that brother's a boss, that brother's a don.
Got it on me, baby, I don't do no lacking. You seen that movie, that's the only time I'm acting.
Early on, when brothers were transitioning from the Nation of Islam and to, lack of a better term, Sunni Islam, or being upon the Salafi, people would say stuff like, oh, they trying to be like the Arabs. Like, we not trying to be like nobody.
I never lost, I either won or I learned something. Never hate, trust the law and wait your turn, cousin.
I say violence is necessary.
I love being black, I love being Muslim, I love being from the hood.
My phone tapped, so we only talk in person. A stuff of law for the smoking and the cursing.
One of the biggest American scholars, Dr. Sherman Jackson, he said to me, may Allah bless him, he said to me one day, he said, man, you just walking into a mosque is so much dawah. So he gave me a lot of encouragement about, the same things people criticize me about are also my strengths. I want to be able to afford to be able to just, find different brothers, be like, yo, you want to go to Umrah? Yeah, and be able to fit the bill. That's my calling. My calling is different. Like, my calling is not to leave my people. My calling is to remain with them, but be able to maintain a lifestyle. Like, how dope.
You didn't just take your bow ties off recently. You didn't just take your bow ties. We are the second and third generations of Islam now.
One of the beautiful things about Philadelphia is the acceptance in people's heart. It's more soft towards Islam here because people see generations and generations of Muslims.
Y'all put in the work, man. Y'all paved the way.
For us, it's like certain things aren't so foreign. Like, you go certain places and people be like, oh, you Muslim? Y'all don't celebrate Christmas? It always made me love Philadelphia more, you know what I'm saying? Because the deen is so prevalent here. Like, you can't walk outside your house and somebody don't salam you.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم
غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
آمين لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم.
And we did it also in connection with the people over there in Gaza because, that's one of the only places where the oppressors of the Muslims aren't Muslims. A A lot of countries, it's Muslims fighting Muslims. But over there, the oppressors aren't Muslims. And just like over here, our oppressors aren't Muslims. Our oppressors is disbelievers.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
We one of the only places in America where the government bombed our own citizens. Like, think about that.
So I ask everybody to just please just spread as much awareness as you can, because it is working. It's a reason why they shadow banning Instagrams and knocking lives off. If what we was doing wasn't working, they wouldn't care. So keep fighting, keep praying, keep sticking together. This, like I said, this isn't about no faith. This is about us as humans. These are babies. These are little children. And keep fighting. Philastan, Philly for Palestine. We love y'all.
I'm a dude from the streets who's proud to be from the streets. I'm so proud to be from 54th Street. I'm so proud to be from West Philly, Philastan.
Free all the brothers that's in custody.
Believers are brothers.
It's more than a place, it's also a way of life, it's a mind frame.
We show by example. It's not just we're going to tell you, hey, yo, this is the good thing, this is the most popular thing to do. We're going to show you by the example of what we're supposed to do as men.
Make your visit for the sake of Allah, not for me. To seek goodness, the day of judgment. Nothing helps you except the good deeds you perform in this life.
It's a Philistan everywhere. You know, we the origin of it though. We the genesis of it. We the beginning of it. We the start of it. So.
Big West Side. Philistan. Hey, look, hit the water, hit the rug. It's a lot times. Muslim champ like rock mine.
I love being black. I love being Muslim. I love being from the hood.
Violent to rid ourselves of oppression
Big West
if
Side.
necessary. We will be free by any means necessary.
Big beard, big chains, it's the Muslim dime. Down the plat, talking heavy like it's 99. Me and knitting the bins, counting halal money. Arabic on they shirts, they got they style from me. I'm in the streets, they on the net, that's a big difference. The paprika for the salmon and the stuffed chicken. I'm so...
Bismillah. But we can't have a rag, the A-rag, without a wave check. So I called my brother Yusuf and my other brother Yusuf. And we're gonna do a wave check. Let's win.
You kind of cheating. Y'all cheating. Y'all foreign boys cheating. Y'all cheating.
Better make you look bad. Do it for the brothers, man. Come on, man.
My thing both of them, bro.
Don't get smoked by no Egyptian, man. You ain't come back to the hood, man. You move, man. Make me feel like I'm like, damn, I getting old. Like I don't understand. It's like I don't get it. But you trying to outsplash me? I gotta make sure I'm right. I was gonna just be humble on that. We did a mirror check. So I got to make sure my tassel was tasseling the right way. That's the hardest one, man. That's Philistan joint. Crazy, boy.
During the so-called, you already know. What's up, brother? You see once we come out here, this my nigga.
Like, they almost apologize for not being Muslims. I don't know. They're like, you know, I've been trying to get on.
They in feeling and they not Muslim. They should apologize for not being Muslim. He threw some extra avocado oil on before he started.
صاحبي القريب هو من
الرسول دعا له.
That 4 block, you never know what you're gonna see when you come to that 4. The wavy way.
Yeah, there you
go. The wavy way. I mean, this ain't no bridge, nigga. That's the motherfucking train, nigga.
It's the L.
Bridges in my hood. I'm trying to make my hood sound soft.
We put the culture to the culture. Yeah, man, Philistan, the Muslim down way, the Arag way, the only way. Cut! We good, man. Y'all got enough from Tone Trump, man. Take some pictures of these guys. We're out of here, man.
That's crazy.
Told you.
And that's a wrap, gentlemen.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.